Hello, and welcome to the MAPGA Northern Chapter meeting. I'm Section President Josh Tremblay, and I want to personally welcome each of you to our virtual chapter meeting. 2020 has been a crazy and unusual year. These virtual meetings will be a new venture for us, so please bear with us as we adjust to the new normal. Before I do anything else, I want to thank each of you for everything you've done this year. Your personal sacrifices, participation in events, and especially your work at your facilities has been tremendous. I know many of you have been busier than you ever have been before at your facilities. But one of the positives of this situation has been the increase in engagement and participation at our facilities and throughout the game of golf. I want to encourage each of you to make a conscious decision to stay engaged in this wave versus just riding it out until it stops. By working with our player development team of Claire Jansa and Doug Wirt, you can find the programs that are best for your facilities to continue engagement and growth of our amazing game. I'll now turn the proceedings over to your chapter officers. Have a great meeting, and please don't hesitate to reach out if I or any of our staff team can be of any help. And play some golf this fall. You deserve it.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order. It is 9:06. I want to welcome everyone in to certainly a different feel for a meeting. Certainly want to begin the meeting by thanking everyone for joining us, and looking forward to a time where we can get together in person again and shake each other's hands. But we wanted to get together virtually, obviously, and share some important information and updates with you, and just touch base with each other, and stay in touch as best we can. Just a couple things about today too. In the virtual environment, just a few elements of the meeting will be accomplished a little bit differently, obviously, than they have a while when we're meeting in person. First off, we ask for your understanding as this is kind of new to all of us. We've done a dry run, and hopefully we iron the kinks out. But a couple of important housekeeping items for everyone just for the meeting. Attendance will be recorded, as Christine and John mentioned earlier, for today's meeting by individuals entering their full name and PGA number in the chat below. If you've not already, please enter your info in now. I want to make sure we get your MSRs in there. In order to receive your MSRs, you must enter this info within the next 15 minutes, and we'll conduct a roll call of the chapter board of directors later in the meeting, but only the officers will reply verbally. The rest will be just recorded via the registration check-in process in the chat, okay? On the screen, you'll also see your officers and others that'll be presenting during today's meeting. While we'll be able to hear them, we won't be able to hear you. If you have any questions or comments, that should be entered into the chat feature. And I really would, while this is a little bit, and this will include open forum items as well. And obviously this is a different format, but please make sure you're doing your best to interact with us. The chat will be used for that. In order to make this call more like a meeting, as I mentioned there, and less like sort of a streaming TV show, we're going to encourage you to use that chat feature. It'll help the meeting be more interactive. So please make sure you ask questions, make comments, in addition to typing in your name and ID number for registration. Executive Director John Gohl will be serving as the moderator and will read your questions or comments if possible. If we miss your question or comment during the live meeting, we will be sure to follow up with you directly. So please make sure we're getting involved there. It'd be easy not to, but we want to make sure we're interacting with each other and getting the most we can out of the time together today. Our Sergeant at Arms today is actually, we are honored to have this guy as our Sergeant at Arms, former President J.P. Lund from Fountainhead Country Club, and also a national award winner, the 2020 Deke Palmer Award winner. He is going to be our Sergeant at Arms today. So thank you, JP. JP will ensure that everyone in attendance remains in order. That should be pretty easy, JP, in accordance with section policy. And then JP had asked you to ensure the staff closes the meeting registration 15 minutes after I call this meeting to order. So again, everyone, make sure you're putting your info in the chat. And again, JP, congratulations. And then the appointment of the parliamentarian, Mr. Damian Cosby from Eisenhower Golf Course and Compass Point Golf Courses will serve as our parliamentarian. Thank you, Damian, and looking forward to seeing Eisenhower opening soon in our area. Lord knows we need more public golf right now in our area. So can't wait to see what Eisenhower is going to look like. On behalf of Damien as the parliamentarian, please note anyone having new business they wish to discuss must submit their request in writing in the chat to the secretary by 9:30 or before the new business segment is reached on the agenda, whichever is first. And again, thank you, Damien. Our roll call, our Vice President, Eric Brock, Director of Instruction at Sparrows Point Country Club, will now call the roll of the Board of Directors.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mark. Just as a informational, as I mentioned to the board, I am outside. So if you hear a trash, the timing is perfect as a truck gets ready to drive by. I apologize for that. In the roll call, President Mark Russo.
Here.
Vice President Eric Brock here. Secretary Brian Dix. Honorary President Michael Thomas. Director at Large Sean English. A8 Director Jeff Mann. Central Director Doug Hamilton. Western Director Michael Adkins. And Eastern Director David Grossman. Thank you. PGA professionals dedicate their lives to serving their members and customers and to the promotion of this great game of golf. While newly elected members join our ranks, we also lose many colleagues each year. I now ask for a moment of silent meditation for these beloved Middle Atlantic PGA professionals who have died since our last chapter membership meeting. James Lefty Barbet, PGA member, formerly of Eagle Haven Golf Course on Little Creek. And Jim Napier, formerly of Bretton Woods Recreational Center. Thank you very much.
And Eric, just one quick note too. I think we might have left on our roll call. I don't know that we called Dave Hutzel, our tournament chair, and he is, I believe he is in attendance via chat. So just adding that in there. I'd like to offer a huge thank you to our supporting sponsors for today's meeting. Obviously, all of you know the challenges that this year has presented from a multitude of levels. So the fact that we can still have partners stay with us and maintain sponsorships in these difficult times, we're very lucky. So we want to thank Bill Hubach from Byron Nelson and Mark Barron and Craig Hammett, both PGA members from Signature Golf. We'll be hearing from both sponsors via video for our meeting today. So first off, we're going to hear from our friends Mark and Craig at Signature Golf. And we will hear from Byron Nelson a little later in the meeting. So again, thank you all for supporting us. And a little note here from Signature Golf.
Our world is slowly opening back up, and as schedules are being outlined again, it seems that 2021's calendar is being filled with this year's plans. With excitement, all thoughts once more focus again on the future. With this in mind, we at Signature Golf have created our Book with Confidence policy to help ease your mind about the details. Our new flexible payment options allow you to pay for the trip on your terms. So when the time is right for you to begin resuming safe travel, whenever that may be, all you have to do is decide where to travel to first. Perhaps you'll stay close to home and explore destinations with driving options in our own beautiful part of the world. Backyard beauties, such as Kiowa Island, Big Cedar Lodge, Pebble Beach, and more. Or if you are starting to look at next year or beyond, perhaps you'd like to consider one of our international delights, Scotland's mystical lands, home to places like St. Andrews, the Highlands, Ayrshire, with top 100 golf courses at every stop. Ireland's lush green lands and epic castles, and of course, some of the most iconic links courses the world over. Or if trend setting is more your thing, perhaps you'd like to take advantage of being one of the first to experience our South Africa wine, golf, and safari tour. Signature Golf remains in constant contact with our worldwide vendor partners to stay on top of up-to-the-minute openings, regulations, and resources that can affect your travel plans. We also ensure each location meets our COVID-safe guidelines. Furthermore, at this time, Signature Golf is also offering, in addition to our Book with Confidence policy, a reduced deposit rate, so that when the time is right for you to book your next dream golf trip, it's never been easier. We at Signature Golf are proud travel partners of the Mid-Atlantic section of the PGA and hope that when the time comes to resume safe travel for your operation, that you will consider Signature Golf first.
Well, thank you to Craig and Mark again for their sponsorship. I feel like I haven't done a trip with them yet, but if their trips are as good as their videos, we're probably going to be doing all right. So, you know, I don't know about a lot of you, but I'm looking forward to the chance to finally get the opportunity to start traveling and do some stuff again, maybe now more than ever, just because it's been so few and far between for a lot of us. So please make sure you're giving Craig and Mark the opportunity when you get a chance to do some travel and you're ready to hit the go button on that, because they've been outstanding sponsors for us. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. All right. Since the minutes have been previously approved, published, and made available to the membership, I'm going to entertain a motion from the floor, in quotations, to dispense with the reading of the minutes for the Northern Chapter Fall Membership Meeting and Board of Directors Meeting, both conducted on October 14th, 2019. Do I have a motion? And if you have a motion, just put your full name in the chat there for me, since I can't see all of you. And hopefully we get somebody to give me a motion here. Mike Adkins. And I got a second. There we go. All right. Motion passes. Report of the Vice President. While there is not a Vice President report for this meeting, Mr. Brock will be sharing additional info with us during the committee reports. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully we've got no garbage trucks in the background with Eric. The report of the Secretary, we're helping each other out. You know, as many of you know, being a Monday, everybody's got things going on, and Mr. Dix had an event going on at the course today. So Vice President Eric Brock will now present the Secretary's report on behalf of Brian Dix.
And Mr. Russo, the garbage truck just finished going by, so I think we should be good.
All right, thanks, Eric.
I'd like to begin by recognizing all newly elected members since the spring section meeting. We have Andrew Blockinger at Chartwell Golf and Country Club and John Newcomb Jr. at the Suburban Club of Baltimore.
Congratulations, guys.
Absolutely. Next, please join me in congratulating those members who have celebrated a quarter century of PGA membership since the spring section meeting. Holly Anderson from the Elkridge Club, Robert Beckelman III, River Run Golf Club, John Huber, Bowie Golf and Country Club, Ann McClure, U.S. Naval Academy Golf Club, John Miller Jr., Arundel Golf Park, Joseph Moore, Hawthorne Country Club, Glenn Phillips Country Club at Woodmore, and Richard Setter, Hogneck Golf Course. Congratulations, everyone. And then finally, please join me in congratulating those members who have celebrated a half century of PGA membership since the spring section meeting. Congratulations to Craig Day and David Walker.
Yeah, congratulations to both, especially, Mr. Day. And I think we maybe wanted to recognize this earlier in the year, but that's 50 years at Turf Valley, which is pretty incredible in this day and age in our business, in any business for that matter. But 50 years at one facility, it's pretty amazing. So congratulations. I was lucky enough to work for Mr. Day for a short period. So congratulations to Mr. Day and Mr. Walker.
I agree. That's pretty amazing. We also have the following in attendance with us here today. We have our D10 director, our very own John Madden, our PGA career consultant, Greg Stenzel, and our PGA regional league manager, Doug Wirt. And you'll hear from all of those guys later. And thank you.
Perfectly done. Thanks, Eric. Again, congratulations to the new members, quarter century and half century. Great and amazing. And hopefully we keep getting more and more new members in the PGA here. Next, I'd like to welcome, as Eric mentioned, our D10 director and fellow MAPGA member and former president of the section, John Madden, to provide his D10 director update. John, take it away.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for letting me join your meeting today. Well, to be honest, I'm getting used to all these Zoom videos now. We've done so many, especially nationally. But it's been my first official full year on the board. It's been a little crisis management with the COVID-19. Around the world, we lost close to 20 million rounds. In the United States in March and April, over 50% of the golf courses were closed. So one thing we have noticed is golf is an outside sport. There's social distancing, and we're seeing more and more people come back. We're busier than ever. And as Josh mentioned in the opening, his opening remarks, that get out and take advantage of this. More men and ladies are coming back to the game or joining the game. And juniors, we did record junior golf at Riverbend this year. So I think it'll be around for a while, and it's a sport that we can play for the rest of our lives. Really proud this year nationally. We tried to do as much as possible for the members. So we deferred the dues, and those are due at the end of this month. So if you haven't paid your dues, please do so by the end of this month, or there's no grace period. We started the Golf Emergency Relief Fund. Close to $8 million went out to men and ladies in the golf industry across the United States. Excited about that. We put together the Back to Golf playbook, which allowed everybody to, depending on what phase you were in, working closely with the CDC, what can and can't we do. And I think that's really allowed everybody to feel comfortable as they come to your facilities. So, and then just a reminder, the PGA of America does have their own relief fund. So, if you get stuck in a flood or fires or anything like that, or hurricane, you can always apply to the Board of Control and to get some funds back that way. The most you can get through your PGA tenure would be up to $7,000, but that's another avenue for members and associates. We're area that we're kind of looking into right now. Well, let me go into the annual meetings coming up here shortly. And we're supposed to be up at the Hartford Convention Center, but they're closed at least till early 2021. So we're going to do that virtually. That's coming up on Thursday, the 29th. It'll be about 3.5 hours. We got our national election going on for secretary. We have 4 great candidates, Don Ray, Dave Schneider, Kelly Williams, our former District 10 out of Kentucky. And then we have one more just out of,
Tom Henderson from New York.
yeah, Tom Henderson. How could I forget Tom? Sits on the board with me. But it'll be an interesting time to see how that goes. We're going to do, through a texting app. That's how the voting's going to go. With 4 candidates, it'll probably be a couple election process and a couple ballots before we have a majority. There's normally you have to get about 55 to 58 votes. So I feel bad for Susie and the outgoing board. This is their time to kind of do a review of everything they've accomplished, and it's tough times, but at some point we'll all get together again and celebrate all their hard work. An area of focus is really over the last 10 years, we've lost half of the incoming associates and PGM students. So a task force has been put together to really review the PGM universities, and also the education department and membership and employment are also looking at seeing, what were the barriers and how can we improve and get more young men and women to come into our ranks. So basically it was cost was an issue, the time commitment it took to become a PGA member. There was really no online education, and then the employment requirements to apply to become a member. So, and then on the flip side, we also noticed that a lot of people were indicating that the pay when you become a PGA member and go to your first job wasn't really in line with if I had a degree in business or another area. The compensation was considerably less. So the 3 committees are looking at all that. The task force, we have 18 universities out there, and one of them announced last week that it will not be coming back as a PGM program. That was Clemson. They had been struggling the last couple of years with their numbers. So we're asking everybody, they're under contract with us through 2023. And then we're asking them all to reapply. There are going to be some new standards and requirements for them to continue to be a PGM program. And as far as I've heard, most of the universities will be reapplying. So we're excited about that. And we think that with the combination of some new education, PGA 4.0, they're working on that in the education department, which will be a little more streamlined. It'd be about half the cost. Also take about 2.5 years to get a PGA membership. So, and there'll be an online element so that if you were at a different school that was not PGM, you could do the online element, already start the process, and then finish up at some time down at Frisco at the education down there. Also, as far as employment, there's some talk to looking into a B25, which would be an associate who has done all the work, has attempted the PAT multiple times, has not passed, but they would be able to become into the PGM, or they could become not a member, but they'd be able to work at facilities. They'd have to do all our continuing education requirements as they continue to pass their PAT, so they wouldn't be dropped after the 7 to 8 years. So that's up and coming. Everything's kind of in committee. We're starting to get some feedback to the board, but we haven't, and nothing's really come to the board yet for a vote. So I anticipate that coming up in the next month or so. As far as properties, Valhalla continues to do well out in Kentucky. It's going to host the 2024 PGA Championship. There are in the process of getting ready to do some work out there in a couple fairways, and also lengthening a couple of the holes too. So we're excited about that. PGA Golf Club, they did some renovations there. The Wanamaker course, also the range, turned it much larger. Also has an area for learning center, so you can bring some of your students down there if you want to, and if this winter if you need to, and teach and enjoy that property. So it's in great shape. We also, the headquarters is being down in West Palm. That's being redone. It should be open and employees back into that building early 2021. The big one is PGA Frisco, on time, under budget. The golf courses are, and they look great. The pictures, I'll for our annual meeting, I'll have some pictures for you guys coming up, but it's really exciting what they're doing there. They've broken ground on the headquarters building and the education building. So we're looking forward to that. That's once again, looks like 2021, 2022 in that time frame, but once again on budget and on time. So,
hey, John.
Yeah.
We got a question from the chat, actually from Mark, but through the chat. Back to the PGM subject. Will PGM students still come out of the PGM universities with membership? It seemed to be a point of concern for some, given the lack of experience prior to graduating, other than a few internships.
So nothing's official yet on that. They're still going to have to do their internships. And the last I had heard was they were going to have an opportunity to become a member, but nothing's set in stone. This is all kind of preliminary. So it might end up that it's not a direct elect until they go down to Frisco. So that's been a conversation also. But like I said, it's kind of preliminary. It's in the different committees, and it hasn't come to the board for a final vote yet. So.
Hey, John, Billy Dillon, who probably has some inside information, also replied to the chat saying he thinks they will need to finish level 2 and level 3 at Frisco. So they will not graduate from college with a degree. They'll have to have some work experience and finish some time at Frisco.
Yeah, it'll be more like a concentration. So they'll get a degree in whatever field, and then the PGA would be a concentration part of their
like a minor.
Right. Similar to a minor.
Good question. Thank you. Anybody else who wants to ask questions, just type them into the chat. I'll make sure to interrupt John as politely as I can.
Anytime.
John, I asked the question just purely partially because, you brought up earlier about, pay scale and all that stuff. And I think from the flip side of that, when somebody comes out of college with their membership and they're essentially, at least on paper, equal to others who have a lot more work experience, their expectation level is raised for income as well, right? So I think the reason I asked the question was because I think we've got to balance both of those, right? Like if they have a membership, it doesn't mean that they have the same education that John Madden, has. So the pay scale out of college can't exactly be the same. So you see what I'm getting at there.
Sure. So,
thanks.
Yeah, and I'll take that back. I mean, like I said, it's these are each of the three committees are working on their parts of it, and it's going to come together as a proposal to the board. So, but definitely I'll bring that back because that's a good point, Mark.
Thanks.
Let me see. Covered the properties. We had to move the Ryder Cup to next year. We're excited about that. Being in Whistling Straits, we had some great the PGA Championship, the KPMG, were all great events. We just got done the 32nd Senior Club Professional Championship down at the Port St. Lucie, and And David Hutzel was in the top, so he'll be playing, and congratulations to him, playing in the senior PGA championship next year. So great playing, David. We've got something that was announced 2 weeks ago. We're real excited about PGA Tee Times. We've kind of partnership with Supreme Golf, and it's going to give PGA members of their facilities an opportunity to have their tee sheet out for customers to fill in. The nice thing about this is that the PGA member dictates the price, how much you want, and how low you'll go. So there's no bartering or anything like that. There'll be a minimum. If you say $50 is as low as you'll go, that you'll get at least $50. Also, it's done on a commission basis. So that's going to be coming out early January to mid-January. So we're excited about that. So there'll be more information coming forward.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And I think that's going to be great, the tee times. Another question back to PGM type questions from Jeff Mann on the chat. Should PGM facilities train students with software that they will need in jobs? For example, Golf Genius, Blue Golf, EventMan, point of sale systems, tournament operations. Some internships may not offer the same opportunities as others.
I know that the education department, and they do have some training on some of the software. Software does change, quite quickly. It seems like that we get something up, but I think that's, one of the areas of concerns that we've had with internships is, some of the men and ladies will end up in the bag room for their three interns, and they're not getting all the experience that they need to, or hands-on experience in the golf shop, running tournaments, handicap, and all that. So some of the standards that are going to be upgraded with this new deal that's at some point going to be approved. And the curriculum hasn't been put together. So, but I know that we will be concentrating on making sure that all the men and women are ready to rock and roll when they jump into their new position as they come out of the universities.
Thank you.
Any other questions, John?
Mark has a question about the PGA show, status of the PGA show.
Well, right now, you probably received a questionnaire a couple weeks ago, and I know that it's managed by Reed Enterprises, and they're going to come out here pretty soon with a decision. My gut tells me that it's not going to happen. Just what we're seeing with some more spikes in the COVID, and what's happening in Europe also. They feel it's going to come back this way a little bit, and our area is going to have some spikes across the country. So officially, it is still on, but Reed will be making a decision. Today's the 19th. I heard no later than the 20th, but that's up to them. But my gut says it's not going to happen. It'll be some sort of maybe virtual opportunities to see manufacturers and go through their products and that sort of thing. So.
Hey, Greg Stenzel put in a note that of that survey, he's heard that 60% of those surveyed said they would not attend in Orlando. So that would probably be a pretty good reason for them to not hold it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, another casualty of the COVID-19. So basically that's, like I said, we just had the 32nd Senior Club Professional. We have the assistants coming up pretty soon, the national one down at PGA Golf Club, and we look forward to a great tournament there. We have our fall series with 6 events that you can sign up now for those online, and so get out, play some golf, as Josh said. Remember, refer to that playbook. Even though it seems like everything's going okay, continue to follow those procedures and protocols so everybody feels safe when they're at your facilities. I'm always available for any phone calls or any other questions, so please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and have a great rest of the year, and thanks for allowing me to speak today.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your hard work and dedication and giving us the updates. A lot of changes and a lot of things to think about for sure in these times. So now we're gonna do the reports of the directors and committee chairs. First off, with one of the most important reports, sponsorship committee report. Mr. Brock, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you again. As always, the section, the chapter, we're never going to tell you or ask you to buy a certain product. But what we do ask is we ask that you take the opportunity to meet, allow these sponsors that support us to come into your shops and at least give them the opportunity to present their wares to you. If you have the ability to support them, great. But more important is just the opportunity. So please take that time to support the companies that are supporting us. We are all so tired of hearing about these changing worlds, the new normal, the COVID-19 crisis that we're in. But it's a tough year, and it's been a really tough year for our sponsors, many of which chose to defer their sponsorships to 2021. And we're so thankful that they are doing that. But we really want to take the time to thank those sponsors that did stick with us. Our friends, Craig and Mark at Signature Golf, Bill Hubach. Bill Hubach, I wish was here just so I could tell stories about him at the PGA show. He's the easiest and quickest meeting you'll ever have at the PGA show. He tells you what you need, and then he tells you the sizes, and you're done. So please take the time to thank our sponsors. Allow them to come in, show them a little bit of courtesy, and we thank you for that. And we continue to thank all of our sponsors that are returning next year.
Thanks, Eric. The tournament committee, I'm going to handle that one for Mr. Hutzel. He and Sean English are getting on a plane hopefully here soon. So first off, to that end, I want to congratulate 3 Northern Chapter pros who just played in the 2020 Senior PGA Professional Championship: Dirk Schultz, Sean English, and David Hutzel. Congratulations, guys, for making it there. As was mentioned earlier, David backed up a 78 in round 3 with a 68 in round 4, so a 10-shot improvement, and qualified for the Senior PGA KitchenAid Senior PGA at Southern Hills in May of next year. So, Dave, congratulations, great playing, and again, congratulations to all of our pros, including in the Southern Chapter. Dick Mass was actually leading, I believe, after day 1 with a 65, so that was pretty cool. Final 2 tournaments of the year. Coming up, the Easy Go Team Championship at Trump, October 26th and 27th. I think we were talking earlier, maybe we were sort of in the 80 range, something like that for sign up. So let's get a few more in there and enjoy some golf while we still can here. And the Destination Kohler Match Play at Fawn Lake, November 2nd and 3rd. So those are our final 2 events of the year. Please make sure you get signed up, get some tournament golf in before the weather turns on us, although hopefully not too bad. A couple notes here too. Again, we're all sort of in this weird place where we don't know what's going to happen next year. We're trying to make plans that we really don't know. So we're going to move forward and see how things go. We're hoping to run a possible Kohler, Wisconsin Pro-Am next May. So please be on the lookout for that. Get your mind around that and thinking about that for next May. If you have not been out there, I have. It's been a while, but it's a beautiful spot to play some golf. 4 great golf courses at those facilities. So please keep that in mind and keep your eyes on the lookout. I want to recognize in our chapter here as well, tournament winners from the chapter. Obviously, our tournament season was a bit reduced this year, but we want to congratulate and Northern Chapter Assistant Championship. This will get kind of redundant here, but Dave Hutzel with the Assistants Championship, the regular division for the Northern Chapter, also Dave Hutzel, and then the senior division in the North, Mr. Dirk Schultz from Beaver Creek, and the Head Pro Championship would be Dirk Schultz, okay, and Jeff Redgrave, okay. So first off, want to thank want to thank Ash out at Prospect Bay for hosting us on September 8th. We had a great time. It was nice to see the guys out and playing golf, and the course was in solid shape considering just prior to that we had gotten something like 6 inches of rain leading up to the event. So thanks again for hosting us out at Prospect Bay. Beautiful spot as always. And again, thank you to all who have hosted events. And again, make sure to, before we slide into employment, let us know if you're interested in hosting an event in 2021. Again, I know so many of you are dealing with, question marks and what's up in the air, but we're going to start working on that schedule and getting our mind around our schedule for next year. And hopefully things can get back to, again, some form of normalcy. So let us know if you'd like to host an event. The employment committee, Mike, you want to take this one?
Sure.
Mike Thomas.
First off, just a brief reminder as they continue to update and make employment opportunities better for you out there. The national office has been going through some changes with the systems they're using, and CareerLinks was on its way out. If you haven't seen those notifications, to make sure you've updated your preferences, but CareerLinks now is officially retired. The new system runs through the PGA job board. So make sure you get on, if you haven't been on pga.org, and update your preferences. I would highly suggest doing so now, so you get those alerts, you get those jobs sent to you, the ones that match your preferences and criteria. Right now in our section, about 75% of you have filled those out. And so there's a quarter of you out there who are not going to get any notifications or any job alerts of those new jobs opening. So log on to pga.org, update your preferences, make sure your criteria are what you want them to be so that you're seeing jobs that are correct and pertinent for you, and you have a good chance to further your employment. From here, I'm going to let our employment consultant, Greg Stenzel, not your unemployment consultant, your employment consultant, Greg Stenzel, has a little bit to tell you about. And make sure, if you haven't reached out to him recently, please do so. Again, he's been great for me personally as I've gone through some employment changes myself. And were it not for him, probably wouldn't have landed on my feet as well as I have. So if you haven't taken the opportunity to reach out to him, I can say from experience, certainly worthwhile making sure that your career is on the track you want it to be on. So without any further ado, Greg.
Thank you. We've got a little video that I put together here. John's going to play, and then I'll have a few comments afterwards. Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for allowing me to be part of your meeting. Today, I'd like to spend a few minutes sharing section talking points, which I hope will be helpful and informative. First, I'd like to let you know that our PGA Career Services team is dedicated to serving our members and associates, employers, and PGA sections. Our purpose is to enhance the personal and professional lives of our PGA professionals. Our mission is supporting your goals and achievements while building trusting relationships. Our vision is in continuing to enhance our profile as the industry's leaders in employment-related matters while advancing and developing the careers of the PGA and our industry professionals. Lastly, our team is made up of individuals with diverse backgrounds and experience. We may all have unique values, but we want you to understand that as a team, our values and how they relate to you are based on our always performing as a servant leader, spending time listening to you and understanding your needs. We continue to educate ourselves to be helpful subject matter experts, and we're proud to be committed teammates with you and our fellow consultants. We strive to build trust, be proactive, collaborative, and innovative, while knowing we need to be empathetic, energetic, and enthusiastic when working to help you. The team of career consultants will always focus on our ability to coach, educate, motivate, influence, and inspire others so that we may share and enjoy your career success. You may have noticed the significant number of emails and messages over the past several weeks asking you to complete your job preference selections. I'm happy to let you know your section was one of only 2 which reached the goal set for membership participation and completion of selections by the September 1st deadline. As you may be aware, the PGA CareerLinks program was retired on August 31st. Unless you have completed your job preference selections, you will no longer receive email notifications about job postings which match your preferences and experience. Even if you are not currently looking for new employment, I ask you to visit your dashboard located at pga.org. Simply log in, select Job Preferences, and answer 6 short questions. Click Save, and you'll begin to receive email notifications when a new listing is posted and matches your job preference selections. As I mentioned, you'll receive an email daily when a new job listing is posted which matches your job preference selections. Here's an example of an email that I received recently for jobs matching my selections. Additionally, when you log into the PGA job board, you'll also notice that you have recommended jobs featured. Recommended jobs are those which match your job preference selections. If you'd like to see other available positions, simply type in the job title, city, state, or section in the search bar. As a reminder, as of January 1st, all jobs posted are now available for review on the job board. If you're interested in seeing more jobs in your recommended list, simply go back to your dashboard and adjust your job preference selections. You may add states, job titles, or add or reduce compensation, which will adjust the number of listings emailed or listed on your job board. Our PGA Career Services team has been busy during the pandemic. We are proud that we have more than doubled our interactions with our members while continuing to develop new programs for you. We invite you to visit pgacareerservices.org, where you can enroll in a career development program or review our other services available not only to you, but to our employers. Employers are interested in utilizing our executive search programs and now have the ability to review available options which will best match their facility search needs. We haven't been the only ones busy during the pandemic. Our PGA professionals have been extremely busy and at the forefront of value in the eyes of the employer. Our PGA professionals and facilities have reported more than a 20% increase in rounds played this season, matching numbers that we haven't seen since the late 1990s. Employers are revisiting the importance of investing in the golf operation rather than other portions of the facility operations which have been found to be a drain on revenue. Now may be the time to review your success stories achieved during the year with your employer, golf committee chairman, or board of directors. If your employment agreement is up for renewal or renegotiation, this may be a perfect time to discuss profit sharing, facility bonus opportunities, or an increase in staffing or your golf operations budget. We also strongly suggest you add your success stories to your resume. Remember, employers know what you do on a daily basis. What they want to know is how you are different and how you can positively affect their operations. Finally, success is no accident. It's hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, but most of all, a love for what you do. I hope that you will reach out and contact me if I can assist you with any of your career development needs. As always, wishing you the best for the remainder of the season and in your career. Great, thank you. And then one other thing, and the section's done a real good job of this, but the Golf Retirement Plus program, there are funds that are available for some of you that need to fill out your facility authorization agreement. So if you need any help with that, let me know, or simply go on to pga.org, go down to the forms library, and you'll be able to complete that. but it needs to be completed each year. So make sure that as we get ready to head into 2021, you have an updated Retirement Plus form. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thanks, Greg. If anybody ends up having any questions for Greg, please make sure you put them in the chat there, and we'll get them over to him here. Now we're going to move into player development. Mike Thomas, take it away for us.
So apologies in advance. The mailman's here, so if you hear my dog barking in the background, apologies about that. But so a couple things on the player development front. MAPGA is, you probably have seen the email, once again offering the player development grant. Upwards of $25,000 will be given away to you as club pros to help your player development programs, both on the junior and other player development fronts. So make sure you fill it out, get it in. The deadline's November 30th. Typically each year we get about 20 or 25 applications, when really, there should be hundreds out there. Everyone hopefully is doing something for player development. This is a great way to just up what you do and get yourself some equipment and the ability to expand your program. So if you haven't applied for it before, certainly make sure you get in and get your application in by November 30th. As our D10 director, Mr. Madden, previously talked about, PGA headquarters announced a new online tee time system, which is through Supreme Golf. The great thing about it is it doesn't lower your rack rate. You have full control over the rates. It's not a barter system like some of the others that are out there. So you'll get the best pricing for your facility and have 100% control over your tee sheet and your rate. So certainly something to look into if your tee times are available online to the public. Take a look at it and see if you can't maybe make yourself even more valuable for your facilities. Brief reminder about the PGA Club Championship opportunity, also offered through headquarters. It's just as simple as letting them know who your club champions were. It's another way to give your members a great benefit of you being a PGA member. So look into that and send them your club champions, club champion names and contact info, and take part in their PGA Club Championship. And we know it was a tough year to implement new programs in your facilities. I think everyone out there was working as hard as they could just to keep their feet treading water and keep their head above water this year. And we certainly had to get pretty creative with what we were doing. So doubles golf is another great way to do some new things that maybe your facility hasn't seen before, and you can do it safely. So it's a great way to keep the new members of your club engaged. People who are just getting into golf, with a lot of new golfers this year. This is a great way to keep them engaged. And even if they've been playing for 30 or 40 years, it's just another new opportunity for them to find more enjoyment in the game. So there's a short video, and then we will cover some points and talk to Doug Wirt.
There's a new game in town from Jack Nicklaus and the founders of PGA Junior League. Introducing Doubles Golf, the trademarked rebranding of the age-old two-player scramble. Doubles Golf relaxes the game, makes golf more fun for the recreational golfer, speeds up play, enhances 9-hole rounds, keeps senior golfers in the game longer, inviting to women and children. PGA professionals will have the exclusive rights to conduct doubles golf programs at their facility, including qualifying for the U.S. Doubles Golf Amateur Championships. Teams will have the opportunity to post their doubles golf scores by using the 2PG Rating and Ranking System app. This app provides teams with the ability to compare themselves against other teams and see where they rank at their course, within their state, and even worldwide. Registering your doubles golf team is quick and simple. It can be done on your phone, tablet, or laptop. Teams can be created in men's, women's, seniors, and mixed doubles divisions. Once you have registered, your team can begin posting scores. Posting a score takes a few seconds and can be done from anywhere. The 2PG app also provides the ability to see where your team ranks at your course, statewide, and nationally. Check the team rankings page to browse and filter through all other doubles golf teams, where you can click on anyone and browse through their previous scores and see where they rank. Doubles Golf, the perfect programming platform for PGA sections and their members to continue growing the game.
So obviously you can see some great benefits to doubles golf. You can do couples nights, ladies nights, seniors nights, set it up just about any way you want. There's still plenty of time to get into it this year. You could run, a league as short as 4 to 6 weeks, which, there's still plenty of great weather here in the Mid-Atlantic to introduce this and get it rolling at your facility. You can see how easy it is to run on your phone or laptop. Or other mobile device. So really fits in well as something fairly easy to get into. So if you're looking for something new to keep some of those people engaged this fall and into the shoulder season here, certainly something to consider. Again, you can do this all year round. It doesn't just need to be something you do for only a couple of weeks. You can run it all year round, have a club championship in terms of doubles golf club championship, and then those club champions move on to a section championship. So really a great fun way to keep some of these new players engaged and maybe re-engage some folks that have been sort of lacking in their enjoyment for the game recently. So I'd like to take that now to introduce our regional league manager, Doug Wirt.
Thank you, Michael. Good morning, everybody. Great to be here with you this morning, and want to thank the officers and board for the time today, and looking forward to sharing some with you here about player development this year. First of all, just for those of you that have not had a chance to meet me or new to the section, just want to share a little bit about myself. I am a 28-year member of the PGA of America. I've been in the business for over 30 years and have held various positions throughout my time at various places around the country, everything from assistant professional to general manager to even director of a professional golf management program at the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. And I've had the opportunity to work for some great companies and great facilities throughout my career. And I even had the opportunity to serve as a PGA Junior League captain myself at most recent position here in Alabama at Cider Ridge Golf Club, which was a lot of fun and has led me to what I do today. And then very blessed with an amazing family. My wife and I are celebrating 25 years of marriage next month. And we have a complete SEC household. I went to Mississippi State University, my wife Tennessee, and my two boys now are in college, one at Alabama and one at Auburn. So you can imagine what it's like here on football Saturdays. Just a little bit about myself, and look forward to meeting those of you that I haven't at this point. My overall commitment to all of you is to help you create value for yourself and create value for your facility. And my commitment to you is to continue to do that and accomplish that through two things, really. One is developing a deep understanding of you and your facility and how it operates, and understanding the various different facility types and how I can help you become successful and help you create more income, help you advance your career, create more rounds and revenue, and help with the increase of participation in golf, and as well as help others perform well in the sport and enjoy it more, and help us lead to more players. I know this year has been challenging for most, but really this is now a valuable opportunity for all of you to create more growth and sustain the growth that you've seen. As President Tremblay mentioned at the first, I know that it's been a challenging year and you've been much busier than usual, but one of the things that Claire Jansen and I want to do is to help you keep this wave going, to help you continue to engage the people that are playing at your facility now, and get them to become continuous golfers at your facilities and help you continue to be successful. And so therefore the player development department, coaching and player development department at the PGA of America, we've been working hard to put together tools to help you continue that engagement and help you to continue to increase value. You know, we have coach and educational resources, the ADM support, the PGA.coach and Retail Tribe. You have the general consumer awareness engagement that we put into place now with PGA.com. And then you have seasonal programs to help you engage and build specific communities within your facility. You know, and so that's PGA Junior League, PGA Junior Golf Camps, Next Gen Golf, which is targeted towards young adults, and PGA Family Cup, which is for PGA families. And then you have the year-round programs to help you retain and raise consumer engagement, and that's your PGA.coach lesson plans and taking advantage of PGA Retail Tribe. So as we look at PGA Junior League this past year, we have just been amazed at the engagement and the participation we've had even during the pandemic. And, you know, really just remember that PGA Junior League is there to bring friends and family and communities together through golf at your facilities. And it's just been amazing. In 2020, we've had over 36,000 players and kids participate in PGA Junior League across the country, even during the pandemic. We did a survey during the middle of the summer of the parents, and over 91% of the parents felt comfortable with their kids participating in PGA Junior League during the summer. And one thing to note, which is great, congratulations to everyone in the Middle Atlantic section. We had over 1,800 players in the section, and you were the #1 section in the country as far as participation with PGA Junior League this year. You know, we continue to see PGA Junior League leading the industry with satisfaction scores from our captains and our parents. You know, one thing to note too, with that number of players that we saw in the section, we did see a reduced number of captains, of course, because of restrictions at various clubs. But one of the things we saw, which was amazing, was an increase in number of players per captain this year in the section. So up to 33 players per captain, which shows us that taking a look at an in-house league inside your facility is something to consider to help you with flexibility, scheduling flexibility, and having everybody at your facility all at once. And then if you want to play other courses, you can take a look at matches, home and away type matches with other captains in your area. And as we look at 2021, looking forward for PGA Junior League, we continue to focus on it being a safe outdoor activity. And we're looking at changes that will provide more flexibility for you as captains in a local league structure, as well as in-house structure as far as number of players and a number of other things. And those announcements and changes will be coming soon, and look forward to sharing that with all of you as we go forward. And then just one last thing on PGA Junior League, just want to remind you that program captain registration will begin mid-November, so be watching for that. It's truly my pleasure to share with you more today about PGA Family Cup. As we go into 2021, this will become a nationwide program that's available to everybody in the PGA of America. And really, PGA Family Cup, we put it together to connect families through golf. And it's just a way to get those parents that have been on the cart path watching their kids play during PGA Junior League or other junior events and different things you have at your facility, gets all of them together on the golf course, playing and having a great time. The past 2 years, we've done pilots in several markets, and we've seen huge success. An average of 15 families per facility are participating, and then the feedback that we've been getting back from captains and families have just been amazing. One of the biggest success stories is Chuck Higgins. He's at a course in Texas, and he's had 3 of those events this past year with over 22 families at each one of them. You can see some of the pictures there at the bottom as far as feedback that he received, and even a couple of his events, they had a theme night where the families decorated their carts and everything in various themes just for fun. And so as we go into 2021, it'll be a national launch and a new website, new way to register, just to make it easier for you as captains to create more community at your facility. So be watching for more details as we go forward. And then I also want to remind you about PGA.coach. And basically that's bringing the American Development Model, which was put together by the United States Olympic Committee, into the game of golf. And we've seen great success so far with it. We've had over 3,000 professionals complete the training across the country. We've seen great participation in the Middle Atlantic section. And really what this is going to provide for you is an opportunity to get expertise in the various ages and stage appropriate program for personal development, physical development for your players. Once you go through the PGA.coach training, which takes approximately 90 minutes, you can do it in different stages and times. It's free to you to do, and you'll then have access to lesson building tools and coaching tools all through PGA.coach and PGA.com. And then we continue to review the program and provide more resources through PGA.coach and PGA.com. And then the one thing I do want to tell you that's important for those of you that use PGA.com as an opportunity to show yourself as an instructor on the web, you'll have to complete PGA.coach in order to have that information show up on PGA.com for you as an instructor in your area. So go to PGA.coach and take a look at it and go through the training. I've done it myself. It's wonderful training for age appropriate and provide activities for you in your instructional programs. And then there's just some additional resources that we have available for you through our coaching and player development department that you can take a look at. And if you have questions, you're more than welcome to give me a call to discuss. One of those is Retail Tribe, which is a consumer engagement management program, helping you with campaigns, customer resource management, as well as helping you with email campaigns and different advertising. There's some special pricing available to PGA professionals to use Retail Tribe as well. The other one is Next Gen. Next Gen is our approach to helping you with helping people continue to play once they get out of the junior stage, working with the National Collegiate Club Golf Association and City Tour events to help you continue to drive facility revenue. The National Collegiate Club Golf Association, in their national championship this last year, they had over 300 players participate in Oklahoma. So a number of club golf opportunities at universities across the country. Personal story there, my youngest son, who is now at Auburn, is going to be playing on their club golf team there at the University of Auburn, and it's keeping him in the game and continuing helping him to continue to enjoy it. And then you can look at PGA Junior Golf Camps as well. It's an organization that helps you with infrastructure, handles the marketing and administration of the camp for you so that you can have the kids there and you handle the instruction and not worry about all the other things that needed to be done to put the camp together.
Hey, Doug, we got a question.
Yes, sir.
From Mark Russo. To be clear, we will not be promoted online by the PGA as an instructor unless we complete PGA Coach. Can you clarify?
That is correct. Yes. To be now shown on PGA.com, you will have to have completed the PGA.coach training.
Thank you.
Yes. Great question, Mark. And as we get into the end of 2020 and into 2021, to continue to help you with things in player development, in the section we'll be putting together local small group town halls, all virtually. I'll be contacting some of you just to meet one-on-one, to listen to you and learn about your facility and help you plan for 2021 and help provide some different opportunities for you to continue to engage these players that we've seen add on in 2020 with the increase in play. And then as always for PGA Junior League, as we get into 2021, we'll have our preseason league conference calls and help you as captains get things together for your league in 2021. So, I just want to remind you, let's continue to ride this wave. As President Tremblay mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, And I'm here to help you with that. So on behalf of Zoe, Coach Perry, Hunk, and Cole, just want to say thanks everybody for all of your participation in 2021. It's such a pleasure to serve as your regional league manager, and I look forward to helping you even more in the future. So thanks again for the time today, and have a great rest of the year and great holiday season.
Doug, thank you very much. Thanks for your passion about all of it. We really appreciate it. Now we're going to move on to the Junior Golf Committee report. Eric Brock, go for it.
Right. Again, I just want to say thank you to Doug for everything you're doing, and the growth of the game has just been amazing. So thanks, Doug. Just a couple of things. While we were not able to have the Pro Junior, I do want to say thank you to Ashton and I, Mike Healy, JP Lunn, and Matt Fuller. They had all agreed to host the regionals and then the finals. We certainly hope to get that started again next year, and I will be reaching out to you guys again to look for host sites and a final site. So thanks, guys, for your agreement this year. We did have our fall festival. It was completed on October 3rd and 4th at Musket Ridge. So thanks to David Fries and Josh Rickards for hosting. Coming up later this month, at the end of the month, Kings Mill Junior Invitational for boys and girls. That's going to be held on October 31st and November 1st at Kings Mill Resort. And just to give you an idea of the season recap with our junior golf program, we had 590 members. And considering the COVID-19 crisis, that's pretty darn good. We had 404 in the championship division, 117 in the Patriots division, and 66 in the introductory group. Again, thanks for your support. Thanks for the opportunity to come and play your facilities, for agreeing to host, for sending us your kids. Just a reminder, all children of MAPGA members, they get free membership into the junior tours. So please, if your kids play golf, let's get them playing the MAPGA tour. If you have families at your facilities that might need some financial aid, please remember we have our Tee It Up scholarship. It's completely designed to provide money to join the tour and to play in these tour events. So the opportunity is there for all families. Please take advantage of it. Continue to support everything Doug's doing with the Junior PGA Tour. Keep supporting the MAPGA, and we thank you all for your time.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric. PGA Reach and the Mid-Atlantic PGA Foundation, just giving a quick update on that. Mike Thomas, you're going to help us out again. Thanks.
Absolutely. So for those of you that aren't in the know, the PGA Reach Mid-Atlantic, that's our philanthropic arm. That's our way of giving back to the community. And we run our PGA Hope program. Hope stands for Helping Our Patriots Everywhere. So certainly it's an arm out to our veterans and patriots that have given all they can for our freedoms. So our most recent fundraiser launched on October 1st and will run through November 11th. It's through the GoFundMe platform. So every week in Mid-Atlantic News and Notes, there's information about it. It's also out there on social media. So if we could just ask you to share that information with your friends and family and members, donate if they can. Again, it's our way of giving back to our community through our philanthropic efforts. So all the help you can give to help our patriots. That's the arm that we've chosen for our philanthropic efforts here. So help our patriots everywhere. Take a look at News and Notes and spread it through social media. To learn a little bit more about the Hope program, here's a short video.
Across the United States, brave men and women have answered the call. They have sacrificed. And they have done their duty honorably. Now, as they return home, it's our duty to look after them. Our mission as Americans must be to ensure their continued support and well-being. We are here for you as you've always been here for us.
My PTSD when I came home was pretty bad. You come into civilian life and you just don't fit in anymore. But something extraordinary happened in my life. PGA Hope.
It's meant a world of difference in my life. Prior to coming into the golf program, I was at home probably 98% of the time.
If somebody's willing to take time out of their personal lives and invest it in you and to show you that they think that you're special and that they think that you can pick up and carry on and represent the country in a positive light again, it's awe-inspiring when it actually happens.
You've stepped out of your dark hole and onto kind of like a little bit of heaven. I like to thank my PGA pros, Judy and Donna, for giving me my life back.
It helped save my life, and it got me re-engaged with my community, with my family, with my friends, everybody.
I've got so many wounded warriors in the Special Ops program that have been touched by Ken June that when they talk about him will immediately go to a choked up, misty-eyed setting. And these are tough guys, but they love the man, they respect the man beyond compare, and they are really proud of the fact that they have him in their life.
PGA Hope is life-changing. And it's life-changing not only because we're providing golf, but we're using it as a therapy. We use PGA professionals who are specially trained to interact and deal with our veterans. And we're using golf to better themselves and better their lives.
The one thing that we're missing in civilian life, where do we fit in again? And that would be PGA Hope.
Thank you, Mike. And just a quick note, for everyone, I think you really have to understand the importance of what we do in this game to those in the military. On a personal level, I've got a friend who has served and has been deployed 7 times, suffered a traumatic brain injury, and has recovered and is about to get deployed for probably 2 more tours, 8 and 9, in the next 4 years. And he has told me numerous times that golf is his therapy and his way of recovering. I've been through the process, and I can tell you it is not easy for a lot of them. So I'd highly encourage all of you to get involved in this program, or at the very least your own program, and help those who have put on a uniform and done sometimes some things none of us would ever imagine just to defend our nation. So please keep that in mind when you're doing your programming for 2021. From an education standpoint, I'm going to handle that one here and then slide on into the president's report after that. So our fall section membership meeting, November 9th, will be another new experience for all of us, virtual meeting. So pre-registration is required. So you do need to register to have access to the link to join the meeting, as you did for today. So please make sure you go and register on mepga.com for the meeting, 9 a.m., November 9th. Grab a cup of coffee and join us. In addition, we are looking at some discussion has been had for quite a while here at the board level about creating a special sort of, we'll call it a super meeting, to use the staff's words, much like the Carolinas section has done for many years, where they put a lot of their main events in one special event and pull everyone together for almost like our own version of a mini PGA show. Now, obviously, we got to wait and see how things are going to shake out, but save the date for the 28th of February through the 2nd of March at Lansdowne Resort and Spa. We're going to have the Hall of Fame banquet and awards, and then the membership meeting, hopefully again, hopefully all of this obviously in person. And then we've also moved the teaching summit, which obviously we couldn't do this year, to the 1st and 2nd. So it might be a half day on the 1st and then a full day on the 2nd. So we'll have a really great opportunity for all of us to come together as an association, spend some time together, enjoy some of the fruits of our labor here, and learn and educate and laugh and have a good time. So fingers crossed, put this on your calendars now so we can all be a part of it. There'll be a lot of MSRs available here through this as well. So a great way to do that. And we will hope that we will be able to do this event as well. So please make sure you're putting that on the radar. And leading into my report, just a couple things I wanted to cover. First off, I think it goes without saying that all these meetings and all the stuff that we do, whether it be online or in person, we as members are not really, holding it up. We participate, we contribute, but none of this happens without the staff at our section office. So I think we want to make sure that we give them their due, to be sure, for all the hard work. So, just running through our staff real quick. So all of you know, John Gould, our executive director, Bob Heinz, our assistant executive director and tournament director, Christine Hoffman, who we work very closely with, who got this meeting going. Thank you, Christine. Eric Southard, Colin Elphick, Claire Jansa, Tacita Garcia, Ben Smith, and our newest addition, I hope all of you can meet. I was lucky enough to meet him on the tee at the chapter championship, Andrew Gridley, our director of business affairs. John, did I leave anybody out there?
No, we still have one intern with us, JT, but thank you that's very nice of you to say. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and again, thank you, John, and for all the hard work.
You got Claire, right? You got Claire?
Yeah, I did. A couple other things too. If anyone has, it's been a interesting run seeing how everybody's dealing with COVID. Some places are single car riding. Some places have, partitions in the carts. It's been an interesting run. If anyone is looking for help or ideas, or has any cool ideas about how they're dealing with it, please make sure that you're sharing it with your fellow professionals as much as you can. You can certainly share that with us here in open forum. If you're not a member of the Facebook page on Facebook, the Northern Chapter Facebook page, please find that, send a request. I'll approve it. You can get in there and you can share ideas and put things on there. It's again almost time to take a breath and get a plan going for next year. And obviously, we really don't know where we're going to be to some degree, but we've got to stay out in front of this thing as much as we can. From an education standpoint, we're also still running the instructional video program. We're, in search of social media content and are running this one-time program. We've been doing this a while now. Great idea by the board. Basically, pay you $50 a video, and you can submit videos by December 1st. You'll earn a little extra cash, never hurts. It gets you some practice in front of the camera. And also, when you save these videos, you can hold on to them, do them over topics that you want to share with your students. And then you have these videos, and you can send these videos to people when you want to send them something that relates to what you're teaching them. So you have something in the can that you can always send them. So it gets you ahead of it a little bit and makes you look like a rock star. So here's an example of a video submitted by PGA Master Professional Kevin Tanner.
Hi, this is Kevin Tanner, PGA Master Professional and Director of Instruction with Golf Tech North Bethesda. I wanted to talk to you today really quickly about just your basic setup for a chip shot or a pitch shot. So one of the things that you want to make sure that you're doing with these basic shots is that you're getting the ball position to be basically centered in the middle of your heels. So one of the major reasons for having it centered is because we want the club to be bottoming out at the ball, so it's hitting the ball on the ground at the same time, or hitting the ground slightly beforehand. And then we want to keep the weight just a little bit more to the left, and we want to have the handle just slightly forward. So one of the problems you can run into is if you lean the handle too far forward, you decrease the loft too much, and the club tends to dig into the ground, and you end up hitting the shot fat. And then one of the problems you can run into with moving around ball position too much is it varies the trajectory too much, and it gets really difficult to control how far the shot's flying in the air. So once you get the ball position set, basically in the center, weight slightly to the left, handle slightly forward, then just go ahead and hit it. If you have any other questions about hitting chip shots or shots around the green, please feel free to reach out to me at golftech.com. Thank you.
All right, so there you go. Good example from Kevin, thanks. And so far to this point, we've had 92 videos. Thank you to Christine for sending me the stats here. Submitted $4,600 paid out to PGA Pros in our section. 12 of those, we've had 12 pros from the Northern chapter submit. So still time. Get that camera on and let's make a few extra bucks. Finally, PGA and section membership dues were obviously pushed back with the COVID stuff going on. So the extended deadline is Halloween, October 31st. So please make sure you are getting on there and paying your dues. They deferred as long as they could for the year. So please make sure that you are doing that. Okay. Our fall membership meeting, we're going to keep moving here. Oh, and one last, sorry, I had one note here I skipped over and just wanted to mention here to all of you too. First off, the grant stuff earlier that was mentioned by Mike Thomas, I mean, it is free money. So if you can submit, please do so. I would tell all of you too, like if anybody is in need of any snag equipment for a quick event or anything you need or something comes up and you need it, please let me know. I do have a bag full of the stuff and I really don't use it very often because I really don't teach juniors anymore. I've got multitude of clubs, a lot of balls, targets, a bunch of the stuff. It's all set up in a bag. I can give you an inventory list. Happy to send that around. And if you're in the chapter, I'm happy to throw it in a car and meet you halfway or find our way to you if you need some of that stuff. So if you need it in a pinch, please let me know and I'm happy to send it over. Okay, I will entertain a motion from the meeting to accept all the reports as presented. Do I have a motion? And if so, please enter your name in the chat. Again, we're navigating this new world we're in. So we'll get a motion. Mike Adkins, and I get a second. Jeff Mann. Perfect, David, thank you. If you are in favor, you don't need to do anything. That was easy. All opposed, enter your full name and nay in the chat. Okay, I'll give that a quick second. All right, motion passes. Next, it's time to hear from, again, another one of our valuable meeting sponsors. I'd like to thank Byron Nelson for their sponsorship. Today, their update is shared via a quick video, so please give them a moment of your time here.
Byron Nelson is honored to be a proud partner of the Mid-Atlantic section. We offer quality performance men's shirts, basic ladies wear, outerwear caps, and golf towels. We are known for our great customer service. Bill Hubach is your sales rep and would be happy to present the line upon request. His contact information is 404-408-6772, and his email address is whubach@mindspring.com.
The Byron Nelson legend continues. With classic styling, cutting-edge fabrications. Looking better, feeling better, playing better. That's Byron Nelson Apparel.
Thank you again to Bill Hubach for sponsoring our meeting. And as Eric so eloquently put it earlier, if you get a chance to give our sponsors some of your time and consider them, giving them their business, we certainly appreciate it. I know obviously they do too. Mr. Vice President, do we have any unfinished business?
We do not.
Mr. Vice President, do we have any new business?
We do not.
All right. So we'll slide into, again, an odd version of open forum, but if anyone has anything for open forum, please type it into the chat now. John Gould's going to do, as he has done the whole meeting here, and moderate. If you have anything for open forum, please just type it into the chat, and John will toss it out if we have any questions.
Sure, I did get one from Alan Ranowski, who I'm sure is missing the fact that he doesn't have a microphone right now because he's so good at it. But thanks to Alan for typing it in. So I'll read it. First, I got to say, how you doing? Because that's how we would have said it all. But on behalf of our Folds of Honor team and myself, thank you to all those that supported the new Patriot Golf Day over Labor Day, combining PGA Hope and the Folds of Honor. Excited that we can take care of our veterans and their families through both foundations. God bless. And thank you, Alan. Yeah, that is a new component to the Patriot Golf Day, is that PGA Hope is involved with that. So that's a pretty cool thing that has been worked out, and hopefully will succeed going forward.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Alan. And as Alan would always say, I think if he had the mic too, God bless our soldiers and God bless America, right? So we'll throw that in there too for him. And again, while anyone's deciding if they want to put any questions in the chat here, just again, a reminder about the November 9th meeting. Again, don't forget that you can't just pop on. You're not going to have a link unless you register. So please be on the lookout for the communication from the section. They do a great job in that area. So thank you to Ben for that, for the great communications.
Michael Kummer just typed in a open forum, just notification really that he's noticed, and I know it happened for some others earlier, but PJ email migrates to Gmail today. So if you have that pj.com email address for all of us, he actually had to have his 15-year-old assist with moving his contacts from PJ email to Gmail. There is an import-export assist, just an FYI. Thanks for that note, Michael. I also had a question from Jeffrey Zachman earlier that I didn't get to, and it might be for Greg Stenzel, it might be for John Madden. The question was in relation to the assistants. Hold on, I had to type it because I knew I was going to lose it. The disconnect between the lower enrollments into the apprentice or associate program, between the lower enrollments when so many pros are actually looking for assistance. Any thoughts on the reason? I know John mentioned a few reasons, including the pay scale. Any comments on that from either one of you two?
It still has a lot to do with pay, and certainly what we see is an average assistant rate in the Mid-Atlantic section between $35,000 to $45,000, and a lot of these kids come out with $120,000 in debt from going to the university. That doesn't make sense. So definitely an area that we've got to try to figure out the direction that we're going to go. We're hoping that we can continue to try to drive it. The new education program we feel is maybe an easier way for people who are interested in coming into the business to do so. So continue to do research on that. And as soon as we've got more information we can share, we'll share that with you.
Perfect. Thank you, Greg.
Billy Dillon piped in that pay scale is the reason, is what he said. It is the reason. I got another open forum from Jeff Mann, who's asking a question. Would anyone who would like to see the associate development program continue over the winter for your assistants and associates to finish their work experience and testing assistants? I guess that's the question. Would anybody like to see that continue? I know the answer from me, Jeff, is yes. I'm sure there's some head pros in here that will comment as well. I see some nods from the panelists. So let's do that. He mentioned that APA scholarship funds are available. If your associates look on the MAPGA site, if they become a member of the APA, we give out 12 $500 scholarships, and I don't know what the numbers will be this year, but last year we didn't give them away. Didn't give them all away because only 10 members of the APA had passed a level in 2018, I guess. So, or 2019, yeah, 2019.
And to Jeff's point too about the associate stuff, and I kind of skipped over that one for some reason on my notes, everyone too, for the education. The Zoom stuff that we did during the quarantine obviously went over great. And I think we're going to continue to use that format to some degree through the winter time. So winter education stuff, we will be getting that together and starting to work through that and look for that probably in multiple forms. But January, February timeframe, looking for a bunch of opportunities. We're going to try and make it as diverse as we can, as we did during the quarantine, and try and use that format to get a lot of people involved. It was a lot of fun, and I think it showed that it's a great way for us to do things in the absence of being able to get together. And even if we can get together, I think there's some value in it for sure. So we are going to plan on going that route. John, we got any other ones?
Not at the moment, but I would still invite some to type it in, but I don't have any new ones here.
Okay. Again, just as there's Christine is on the ball, putting the reminder up for everyone. Again, as we mentioned, again, call it the super meeting, February 28th through the March 2nd, 2021, next year. So please make sure you're getting that on your calendar. We'll get details out as soon as we can.
Mark, if I could chime in for a second for open forum rather than type it in, if that's okay.
Right. Go for it, man.
Just getting back to the PGA.coach. Again, from my personal experience, I completed that while we were in quarantine. And, I made a transition into full-time teaching this year, and it has been a huge help in running the new junior programs I'm doing, as well as the PGA.coach leads that have been getting sent to me are pretty solid leads. I've been on some other platforms that send me leads that maybe aren't necessarily, they don't follow through. But the PGA.coach leads that they've been sending me have been fantastic. In fact, one almost sight unseen signed up for a 6-month lesson subscription with me. So he's going to be taking it with me all winter long. So just from a personal experience, those of you that are on the fence about doing it, certainly is worthwhile. And the leads that I've gotten at least so far have been very solid. So take your time if you're doing teaching, and it's certainly very helpful for me at least.
I'll add to that. We're the second highest section in terms of number of professionals who've done through PGA Coach. I think it's 130 or so. But I will tell you, I was able to do it. I'm not an instructor. Those of you who played golf with me know I'm not very good at it. But I was able to go through the PGA Coach program and get the certification and get the app. Now, I obviously don't teach, and I'm not getting the leads because I'm not a PGA professional like Mike, but it's not difficult. It does take some time, but similar to what Mark said, or Mike said, I did it when we were kind of shut down for a little bit, and it makes a lot of sense. It's intuitive, and then you get all these tools at the end of it to help you in your business. So I would strongly, as Mike said, strongly suggest going through it maybe this winter when you slow down a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah, I would bring it up too that I completed it so that I would know a little bit more about it, and actually completed the information and started to receive leads. So we added a button now that if you do complete it and you don't want leads, that it won't send them to you. So I was able to take those people and actually turn them over to other PGA professionals. But it's definitely worthwhile. Spend a few hours to get your ADM certified or certification, and then let the PGA go ahead and promote you to all those who are interested. During the PGA Championship, if you would have looked at PGA.com and a leaderboard, it actually would highlight somebody who was PGA or had completed PGA.coach that was in your area. So they're trying to do some different things, but they do require that you go in and complete your program.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. John, you got any other ones? I don't see anything. Yeah. Okay. Well, having no other items for open forum, we'll conclude the meeting here. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? I bet some people type really fast now. You got to type it in. Mike Adkins, so quick. All right. Second, David Green. Thank you, David. All right. Let's see here. If you're in favor, do not need to enter anything. I hate having to read this to you guys, but all opposed, you can enter your full name and nay in the chat. I'm not going to give you much time to do that. All right. Well, listen, thank you to the staff for putting this on, for the panelists for jumping on, and for all of you for taking time out of your Monday. Go relax and get your feet up. The meeting is adjourned. Really appreciate it, everyone. Have a great week and stay safe more than anything else.